Another 300-pound batch of fresh, hot Louisiana boiled crabs. No doubt a summer and fall favorite in South Louisiana. Meanwhile, in the adjacent room, those crabs are being picked and packed for your eating convenience. Welcome to Pontchatrain Blues, one of the largest crab processing facilities in the Pontchatrain area. Today, it's hard to tell that this facility looked like this less than 1 year ago. And while it's business as usual today, it's still not back to normal.
Pre-Katrina, we could handle about 16,000 to 18,000 pounds of live crab a day. That's going through, cooking them, and coming out with crab meat on the other end. Now, 12 to 14,000 pounds a day. We want to be able to handle each and every crab that gets packed and shipped out.
Pontchatrain Blues owner Gary Bauer recently opened up his facility to legislators, industry officials, and the media as part of the Louisiana Seafood Promotion's Crab Education Day, a day where the challenges and issues of the Louisiana crabbing industry were brought to light, seen firsthand.
You got to touch it, feel it, see it, smell it, the whole bit. And here, by doing this, they get the firsthand experience, and they remember firsthand when it's time to make a decision what they need to do.
While some traps came up empty, others were occupied by a dozen or so Louisiana blue crabs. While they weren't exactly the biggest and fullest, they were adequate for this time of the year.
Yeah, it's normal size. Plenty of them crabs are good crabs, but they ain't quite quality to them yet. You see, they got meat in them.
Behind the Terrebonne and Barataria basin areas, the Pontchatrain Basin is the third largest in terms of crab numbers. Pre-Katrina, the state crabbing industry netted about $32 million in economic value. In 2006, that number is expected to be half.
At one point throughout the year, I bought from over 100, 120 fishermen, and now we're buying from under 100 fishermen. I haven't yet to reach the 100 fisherman mark, and I've been buying since last October.
Marty Bourgeois is a marine fisheries biologist with the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. He says that the state's crabbing industry, like other devastated fishing sectors, will no doubt take a while to rebuild, due in part to the lack of labor and infrastructure, everything from ice to bait.
The biggest problems as a result of the storm is displaced traps. Lots of traps were lost, and there's a huge investment in the crab trap on the order of about $25 per trap. Untold numbers of these traps were lost. So in addition to fishermen perhaps losing their vessels, if they didn't lose their vessels, some may have lost their traps and obviously the homes. But it's the infrastructure that supports the fishery. Here we are at Pontchatrain Blue Crabs. This place literally had to be built from the ground up.
And while the number of crabs in these waters has been adequate, Gary Bauer would like to see more locals and crabbers return to this part of the state and hopefully see the kind of crab numbers that were present prior to Hurricane Katrina. From Salt Bayou in St. Tammany Parish, I'm Bill Sherman for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.